What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Steve Nosentoski here of MGoFish, and welcome to episode 1 of Recruit Review for the class of 2019 for the Michigan Wolverines. I know it's been a bit since I posted a video. I posted a channel update a little bit ago, so go ahead and check that out to know what's kind of upcoming for this season. But today we're looking at the 3-star weak side defensive end, Gabe Newburg. Let's start with his recruitment. Gabe Newburg is out of Clayton, Ohio. He went to Northmont High School. They're a Division I high school in Ohio. They're in a smaller conference, but they play a lot of the top tier programs in Ohio. He committed to Michigan on April 2nd, 2018, so just a little over a year ago. He had offers from Iowa, Michigan State, Rutgers, Cincinnati, Harvard. We'll get to that later, as well as some MAC schools. So unless you want to go to the smart route, go to Harvard or Iowa, Cincinnati, he would have to go to a MAC school or somewhere worse like Rutgers or MSU. So he was recruited by Ohio State. He was told to wait before committing while he was on a visit. Essentially, Zach Harrison and Noah Potter were ahead of him on Ohio State's priority list at the defensive end position. He wasn't willing to wait, and he committed to Michigan. So as far as rankings go, 247, Rivals, and ESPN all have him as a 3-star. They have him around the 50 to 60 range for the position that he plays, weak side defensive end. And then ESPN has him 14th in the state. I don't know how that's possible if he's still a 3-star. The other sites have him in the 30-40 range, resulting in a composite at 34. Then nationally, he ranks right around the 750 to 900 range, depending on who you ask. So all in all, he's kind of a middle-of-the-road 3-star. All sites have him around 6'5", 230. Oh! Say hello to Lady. She interrupted the video. All sites have him around 6'5", 230. So he's definitely got the frame, he's got the height. It's a good frame to add weight, but that's where he's at. It's hard to say where he's exactly at now because this was, his recruiting profile. So you'd assume he'd add more weight now since he is an early enrollee, but that's what he was when he was being recruited. Moving on to scouting. So Newburg has a background in wrestling. His dad has been a wrestling coach for 13 years, and Newburg wrestled, I believe, until his senior year. He posted, I think it was like a 30-4 record as a junior, so excellent wrestler. What you'll see from his film, a lot of his positives are translated from wrestling. Really good technique, great leverage. Hand fighting, I think, is also a strength of his. So he has solid athleticism, not out of this world. He's not going to be a freak athlete at the position, but he does have enough athleticism to make it work, obviously. Work ethic and technique are both positives as well. Filling his frame will be the number one priority moving forward for him. At 6'5", you'd like to see him at 260, maybe 270, depending on what his speed looks like at that weight, but 230 is definitely too low. In his film, he looks kind of more like a large outside linebacker than a defensive end. Given all those parameters, he had the Harvard offer, great technique already, wrestling background, solid work ethic. He's very likely to hit his ceiling. It's just a matter of when he gets there, and I think it could be earlier rather than later. His athleticism could hold him back from having... That door is going to be the way it is now. He has very high floor, smart, solid athleticism, technique already above most, so he does have potential to contribute early. Just got to get that frame up. As far as stats, he had 58 tackles, 10.5 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and that's as a junior, 11 games. There are no senior stats, so that's all we got. Let's go through his film. I tried to choose under 10 clips to kind of showcase his ability, what I saw in film, and just kind of pull out the highlights of his skill set. So these first 2 plays here, I would say, is his bread and butter. I saw a lot of this during his film. He is really good at engaging linemen, using his hands really well to keep his leverage, keeps his eyes in the backfield, dispatches the lineman, and then makes a play on the ball carrier. He does a really good job keeping composed and then dispatching the offensive lineman at the right time to make the play. These next 2 plays really display his ability to keep the edge. So he shows great technique to work with his outside arm free on stretch or rollout plays that you'll see here. Great hands to keep control as the play extends to his outside. Solid burst at the end when he can make a play and go for the tackle. He has, he's in the right position. He had kept the outside leverage without ballooning out too far. Gives him the ability to make the play. And then we have these two plays here that really show his strength in dealing with the option. There's lots of film against the option. He works down the line, breaks down here, and has great footwork. So once he recognizes where the ball is, he reacts appropriately, and there's no wasted movement. You see here, he goes down the line, recognizes the lineman is down blocking, shuffles his feet, decides where the ball is, and immediately reacts. So just great technique, really good discipline as well. He didn't use this move often, but you see here that he does have a spin move in his arsenal. I wouldn't say it's perfect. I think it needs refinement, but he is capable of adding new moves to his arsenal as he gets into a college program. His straight line speed here on these next plays is pretty decent. If he has a straight line shot at a QB, he will destroy him. And that does not look like it would feel very good. And then this last play here is just for fun. On a kickoff return, he obliterates this poor dude. So I think overall, his film, he shows excellent shuck moves. When he's engaged with the lineman, he keeps his eyes in the backfield and reacts appropriately. Does a really good job with his hands to dispatch linemen in that scenario. Solid leverage, footwork is top tier. I think it really shows his wrestling background. I love his technique on read options. While he doesn't jump out at you, he seems to be doing everything the right way and doing everything that's asked of him. Gabe Newburg's skill set shows why a lot of football coaches want wrestlers on their team. He has great footwork, great hand fighting, great balance, leverage, a lot of things that are really important for a defensive lineman to have in their arsenal in order to be effective. Really quick before we get to his projection, I want to remind you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, it definitely helps grow the channel, show your support. If there's anything I've covered that you disagree with or that I missed, please feel free to leave a comment below. Okay, that's enough. Let's get to his projection. So to me, Gabe Newburg is a guy who's definitely going to hit his ceiling. Solid work ethic, really smart guy with a Harvard offer. Great technique already, footwork, leverage, it's all there. His athleticism might cap that ceiling and how high it actually is, but in terms of him actually reaching it, he's probably only a year, maybe two away from getting there. Exactly how high it is, again, that's still to be seen. But he's got a great frame as well, so he checks a lot of boxes. I think a redshirt year will do him wonders. I'd actually, given he's an early enrollee, I think you might see his 4 games as a redshirt. You're allowed 4 games now in your redshirt year without burning it. I'd like to see him contribute towards the back half of the season if there are any garbage time games after he's bulked up a bit and get him that experience through his redshirt year. Come time of 2020, he should be bulked up after a full year in the strength and conditioning program with all of his other skill sets. I'd expect him to contribute at least a bit, if not heavily, by 2020, and then 2021 as a redshirt sophomore, he should start to contribute heavily or compete for a starting position. So that's all I have for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Whoever you want to see next, let me know in the comments or on Twitter, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. I'm making the videos for you guys, so whichever recruits you want to see, I want to get that content out to you first. So definitely let me know. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and as always, guys, go blue. Talk to you later.